Hi everybody, Chris Reimer here. Welcome to episode 36 of Happywork TV. Today we are going to go over the next commitment in the list of commitments that I've put together, a work code of conduct that I have called the Happywork Agreement. So today we are still in section 2, respect for each other, human solidarity. And today's commitment is, it's just an opinion of mine. I am going to potentially get some blowback on this from people, and that's perfectly okay. Bring it. I'm willing to listen. I even have friends that are employed in this the particular industry that I'm about to lambast. I totally understand. I am willing to listen to you. It doesn't mean I'm going to agree with you. But this is a commitment that employers are going to make to their employees, at least the employees in my book at the company that I created, Venori Inc. They made it to their employees. Let me read it to you. Oh crap it. I'm reading the ebook version of my book and it got turned to a different page. Here we go. Personality tests, sometimes referred to as psychometric tests, are stupid. They provoke anxiety and are rarely relevant to the position being offered. I may not yet be able to eliminate this stuff from the hiring process, parentheses, old HR habits die hard, and there may still be relevant uses for such testing, which we'll get into. But I will not forget the alternative, sitting down and having a nice conversation with the employee or job applicant. So basically, I'm sure that most of you have applied for a job and had some sort of testing applied. So it's not just to you. So it's not just a matter of put together a good resume and do a good job interview. There's some sort of test. So like the first accounting temp job that I ever had in the 90s, they actually made you do a 10-key test. That's the big calculator that you could just fly on with your right hand and the tape's coming out. You know, as a accounting temp, they needed to know how fast you could do that. They also gave me a typing test. Thank goodness I had learned how to type. I had been taught how to type in high school. Clearly helped me with the production of this book of mine. So, but what about other tests? What about the tests to see what kind of person you are? These psychometric testing companies obviously have scientists, or I don't know, maybe people have degrees in psychology or psychiatry. You can tell I am operating from a position of perhaps not a lot of knowledge on this. Here's what I think though. If I'm going to be hired for a position, I think it would be great if you, Mr. Employer, and me, Mr. Applicant, had a nice conversation with each other. It doesn't mean that I couldn't lie and, totally snooker you. It also doesn't mean that a personality test would reveal that I'm lying and snookering you. So, with this book, I am attempting to foster greater communication between employer and employee, and vice versa. I want us all to operate on the same team. I want us to all communicate and cooperate versus compete and not cooperate with each other. I have just always found these tests to be rather stupid, sometimes insulting. Certainly didn't enjoy them. It doesn't mean that we get to do everything we enjoy in life. However, I think these tests are just silly. One exception could potentially be, and again, maybe these tests are incredibly effective and let the largest companies, who employ them really weed out the people that don't belong in their corporate culture more quickly. There's your exception. If you're hiring thousands of people a year, maybe you just need to use sort of the brute force of these tests to just weed out 20% of the people. So then you only have to interview 80% of the people that you thought might be good for the job. Maybe such efficiencies can be gathered by having people answer these questions on these personality tests. I just think they're really stupid. I personally find it to be, I completely dislike lazy forms of communication. And we can get into that in a future episode. There's some things that I would love to share with you regarding very, very lazy communication that I'm getting from people. But I can tell you this. I feel like these tests are a lazy way to find out who the best person is for the job. I've always said I want to work with people that I could comfortably sit next to on a cross-country flight, that I'd actually almost look forward to it. We would either be able to talk on the flight, or we'd have an understanding that we're going to throw our headphones on and the awkward silence wouldn't actually be awkward at all. That's always been kind of my test for the people I work with, even friendships, I suppose. Got to be able to sit next to them on a flight, otherwise, a friend's just going to drive you crazy. I'm not sure these tests can really tell you if you're going to want to sit next to them on a flight. You might say to me, look, man, sitting next to someone on a flight's got nothing to do with doing good work in business. I'm going to have to disagree just a little bit and say, I have found some of my best work comes from situations where I am working with people who I respect, people that I enjoy working with, people who are smarter than me, people who have complementary skills. Lots of those things I don't think can be determined well by a personality test. So I think they're stupid and I wish we never had to take them. This has been episode 36 of Happywork TV. If you happen to work for a company that creates such testing, I encourage you to comment and let me know where I've gone wrong. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in episode 37. Peace.